What's up, Taiwan? Good evening. I'm Liao with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Visiting former U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is in the southern port city of Kaohsiung addressing an economic forum. He has once again voiced support for Taiwan's independence. Eric Liao reports.
It's a statement likely to raise the ire of Beijing. But former U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has again reiterated his support for Taiwan's right to rule itself.
Taiwan does not need to declare its independence because it is already an independent nation.
Pompeo was speaking at the inaugural Global Taiwan Business Forum in the southern city of Kaohsiung. He called for closer ties with Taipei as Washington seeks to stem China's influence.
If we want a free 21st century, and not the Chinese century, the century which Xi Jinping dreams of, the old paradigm of blind engagement must end. Engagement with China simply will not get that done. America must choose instead to engage with China realistically and on our terms, the terms of freedom. This includes deeper and far more enthusiastic relationship with Taiwan.
The U.S. politician was sanctioned by China in January 2021 when he left office at the end of the Trump presidency. His visit to the southern port city was welcomed by Taiwan Vice President William Liao.
And I also would like to take this opportunity to thank you again for all you have done as a Secretary of State to enhance our relationship by facilitating arms sale to defense Taiwan and strengthening security commitment to Taiwan, lifting outdated restrictions on our official exchanges, and helping establish bilateral cooperative mechanism. For example, U.S.-Taiwan Economic Prosperity Dialogue.
Pompeo arrived in Taiwan on Monday night. It's his second visit this year. In his previous trip in March, he called on the United States to recognize Taiwan as a free and sovereign country. He was also honored by Taiwan President Tsai Ing-wen. During this multi-day trip, he will address the World Taiwanese Chambers of Commerce, as well as visit several high-tech companies in southern Taiwan. Andy Xue and Eric Liao for TaiwanPlus.
Just a day before Mike Pompeo flew into Taiwan, there was a bomb threat at Taoyuan International Airport. A message sent on Sunday night said that an explosive had been placed at the airport and demanded that Taiwan stop all pro-independence activities. Security personnel swept the facility but did not find anything suspicious. Airport police say the message was sent from an overseas IP address and it will be almost impossible to track down the sender. According to government figures, Taiwan has received over 60 bomb threats on public transport over the past year. Dignitaries from around the world are attending the funeral of Japan's former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe in Tokyo, including Taiwan's representative to Japan, Frank Xie, and former Taiwan Legislative Speaker Su Jia-quan. Abe was shot dead in July as he gave an election campaign speech. The shock of his assassination was particularly felt in Taiwan, where Abe was considered a good friend to the country. TaiwanPlus reporter Louise Watt was at Japan's representative office in Taiwan's capital.
I'm here at the de facto Japanese embassy in Taipei on the day of the funeral of Shinzo Abe. He was Japan's longest-serving prime minister and viewed here in Taiwan as a good friend. Two former legislative speakers and the daughter of Taiwan's former president Lee Teng-hui are attending the funeral in central Tokyo. Also among the roughly 4,000 guests are the US Vice President Kamala Harris and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Abe was assassinated in July while campaigning. But in Japan, there has been much opposition to holding a state funeral for him, as he was a controversial prime minister for his attempts to whitewash Japan's wartime atrocities, and also because of the expense. It's costing $12 million of taxpayers' money. However, here in Taipei, Abe was a popular figure. He was considered a long-time supporter of Taiwan, who deepened relations between Tokyo and Taipei, and he believed that Tokyo and Washington could not stand by if China attacked Taiwan. Many Taiwanese will be mourning someone who they feel raised awareness of Taiwan's security and made Taiwan feel a little less alone in the world. Alex Chen and Louise Watt for TaiwanPlus.
Researchers in Taiwan have announced a breakthrough cancer treatment they say will give patients a better choice than chemo or radiation therapy. Scientists at the National Health Research Institutes say they are developing a new oral drug that is effective at fighting tumors with fewer serious side effects. They say results from animal trials show the drug lowers the defenses of cancer cells, allowing the body's immune cells to detect and attack them. The researchers say they have already patented the drug in Taiwan, Japan, and the United States. They hope to move to clinical trials in 2 to 3 years' time. Taiwan's railway union is upset over plans set forth by the Transport Ministry. The proposal seeks to prevent workers quitting as the railway administration is restructured into a public company. The union says the plans could cause more workers to leave. John Van Trieste has this story.
Railway workers gather outside the cabinet building to make sure their voices are heard. The Railways Administration is being turned from a government body into a public corporation, which some workers fear will mean longer hours and less pay. They say they were originally promised a pay raise that will now only be granted to certain workers. But the Transport Minister says it's just a matter of time before the government can honor its promise.
目前就是对于关键人才的加薪，还有司机的加薪都已经谈了。那这个部分在所有台铁的企业工会的所有会员也大概了解哈。比较大幅的加薪会在公司化有盈余的时候。
Another issue is time off. Officials and management have agreed to make employees work on national holidays, preventing strikes like the one that paralyzed rail travel on May Day this year. But the cabinet says it will respect Taiwan's labor law so that no worker works more than 6 days without a day off. And an official at the protest said there will be room to talk things over.
员工休假的问题，我们是有提到说，希望能够有所规范。那个规范不是说要去修劳基法，去把它变成怎么样的方式，而是要跟员工去协商。
Still, the protesting rail workers say proposals for keeping them from quitting aren't attractive enough. They also say the process of turning into a corporation hasn't been transparent, with no public meetings on the matter.
有关多达16000名员工未来的权益事项与铁路的未来，只有开放沟通、寻求共识，才能确保公司化后确实提供给员工安全稳定的职场。
The Railways Administration already faces a shortage of workers, from maintenance staff to conductors. Over the recent Mid-Autumn Festival long weekend, signals broke down, causing long delays. And where trains were running, management had to pull conductors out of retirement to drive them. Protesting workers say government plans to retain them could backfire, only worsening the problem. Kama Xu and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
An upcoming art festival at Taiwan's National Theater and Concert Hall is set to invite audiences to take a deeper look at social issues. Artquake in Autumn starts from mid-October with performances and lectures focusing on issues including transitional justice, identity, equal gender rights, and the environment. The organizers hope the theater can offer a stage for entertainment, but also for public dialogue. The event collaborates with international artists with 47 performances that will run until the end of November. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally today, we leave you with images from the Association of Paddle Surf Professionals World Tour in South Korea. The event brings together the world's top stand-up paddleboard athletes. I'm Liao. Take care and see you next time.